Hello everybody, Graham here. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. It's episode 29 and I have made a decision that this year, rather than, I was talking about last episode where I wanted to have a change or a life experience or I wanted to move country. Well, rather than move country, I've now focused a lot of my time into the channel. And I do want the experience. I do want to have a bit of a, adventure. So what we're going to do, we're going to book a gîte in France this year. And we'll drive and have that road trip. We'll drive down to France and have that experience in France. And I think that's going to be our little adventure this year. And I think the reason I'm telling you that is because it's important, if you're going through what we're going through, as in cancer, is have those little targets, get those little things booked, put in place, and have something to look forward to. Now, I'm a little bit, dubious about driving all the way down to France. I drove down to Southampton a few months back, and although the car's very reliable and everything like that, things do happen. And on the way back, everything was going. The trip was beautiful. It was really non-stop, 6 hours with a break for a couple of hours. But on the way back, probably about 50 miles away from home, we had a massive fuel leak. And it's happened. I came to one of the big, large roundabouts. We went round the roundabout, and suddenly I could smell this diesel. I thought we'd gone through a bit of a diesel spillage or something like that. But what happened is that the one of the fuel pipes had been rubbing on something, and it had just gradually rubbed down to the point where it split. So it wasn't a full cut or anything like that. It was just leaking out diesel. And can you remember a couple of episodes back I was talking about where sometimes that I would take on a job, and if something went wrong, I would feel this overwhelming sense of fear, or there would be like my body would respond to something in a negative way. There'd be an outpour of something, or I'd go into full-blown meltdown and sweats and things like that. The reason I'm telling you this is because we got home. It didn't break down or anything like that. We just got home the next day. I dealt with it, and I think I had to go back to the garage 3 times because it so happened that there was more than one leak. So the reason I tell you this is because I dealt with it in a very calm and relaxed manner. And that's quite pleasing because now I'm much more in control of my emotions. And it used to not scare me, but it used to worry me that I was just a different person than I used to be, because I've always been calm and collective, and I've always been in control and able to solve quite complex situations, whether it's work related or emotionally. I wasn't quite I wasn't they say the word emotionally responsible. When I was younger, I was, we're all a little bit, weird. But as you get older, you take control of your emotions, and you can be, you don't go into that reactive state all the time. You're a lot more prone to stable thought processes, or being able to assess something and then react to it, not jumping in a reactive state. But I'm just telling you this because That was an absolute classic situation where something went wrong, and before, I'd have that emotional response to it, that nervous, almost erratic, an erratic emotion, or response to something, that I would lose control of it, or go through that process of, I've got to get it fixed, or anything I needed to do just to get it done. And again, it all can go back to, the effect of what cancer had, and the treatment process, the Lupron, all these things literally took away a lot of the confidence away from me in myself, because medically I guess you're classed as disabled. It's a disability you have, a health disability, and it stripped so many things away from you, and you had to build back layers of your identity and your personality, but with tweaks of improvements. So I'm at that stage now, I guess, where I can feel a lot more positive about the future and how I'm going to be part of that future, because I've got my health back, or getting my health back. I've sorted out certain health issues I had, so I'm a lot more positive about those, and I'm dealing with, I guess, day-to-day living and the things I have in my life in a much more positive way. But I'm documenting that through you guys, and it's a release for me. I know I'm talking to a camera and I'm answering, through the comment sections, but it's just a release, and that's what I'm trying to get over to others, that plan something, have something to look forward to. You don't have to move house or country, have a new purpose, have something that you can push yourself into and build on, and build those blocks to make you feel better, because that's exactly how I looked at it, and that's exactly how I've now got to a point where I can look at the channel and I can feel positive about it, because it's giving me that release. I mentioned about how I've become a lot more compassionate to other people's position, and I have, and funny enough, my wife, she made a comment the other day. Says, I'm enjoying Lupron and what it's done to you. I'm not saying it's made me more feminine or anything like that. It's just made me a lot more compassionate to other people's situations, and what they've had to deal with me being, the way I am for the last couple of years. So it's not just all about me. It's about what they've had to adjust to on through my changes. I've changed. Yeah, of course I have. But they've had to change as well, So it was much more of a team effort, but it was good to hear that my wife mentioned that I'm a lot more relaxed, a lot more compassionate towards other people now. So, I can tick that one in my book, because it makes me feel an awful lot better. So just to go back, we've booked something, or we're going to book something for this year. We're going to drive abroad, and we're going to make it a bit of a road trip, and I'll let you know when we've actually got the date in the diary, and I will actually post a couple of videos of us in that place in France, wherever it's going to be, or the Gîtes, and I will. I'm going to film the road trip, because I think it will be a great fun. It's a great adventure. Anyway, thanks for joining me. It's always a pleasure. I'll see you on the next episode, and bye for now.